Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. It's the 25th of July. It's a Monday. I know we'll get through it one way or another, but most importantly, it's daylight number 1020 of the Houston heat wave. Dr. Amy Tan joins me right now. It's crazy hot out there. Well, not just yet, but we know it's going to be blazing later today, Amy. It seems like this heat wave we're in has been going on forever.
Yeah, make it stop, Todd.
I'm doing everything I can.
I don't know if I can take this much longer.
I know it's nuts outside. You know, it is crazy outside. But Amy, good to see you on the show. Our guest co-host for today. We've got a great show lined up for you. A great week ahead. Do you have any big plans this week, Amy?
You know, I feel like my kids are all at their camps, like getting ready for back to school. So like I can just feel the pressure of we're going back to school right now.
Are you going out of town anymore? Because I know you're all, every time I look at your Facebook feed, you're like, where's Amy today? You know, sometimes I think you've been to Tennessee, North Carolina, Washington. I don't know where. You're all over the place. Do you have anything planned for the rest of the summer?
No more travel. I'm lucky I have one kid who plays competitive soccer. And so I got to travel with her a little bit this summer.
That's nice. Yeah. Because you had some pretty cool and you had some nice runs when you get a chance to do that as well, huh?
Yes. San Diego is probably my favorite. If you've ever been to Torrey Pines area, it's worth it.
Not yet. Okay. All right. I'll put that on my bucket list. So, all right. Well, we'll talk more about Amy's travels later in the show. We want to thank everyone watching us on Facebook Live and YouTube. We're here just about every morning. HCC is in session. You can always depend on us. 10 a.m. live every morning. And Amy, they can always follow us in social media and check us out on a certain cable channel.
That's right. YouTube. Look for us on the Houston Community College District Facebook page, Instagram. We're there noon, 5 and 10, Monday through Friday.
That's right. HCCTV. All right. Check out the rebroadcast. Amy, stick around. We're going to be with you in just a moment, but I want to first introduce Roxanne Francis, who's making a return from the show. She's out at the Southwest College. She's a counselor and she's our Mental Health Monday guest. Good to see you, Roxanne. Good to see you back again.
Good morning, Todd. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got an important month we're going to talk to you about very shortly. So stick around. We'll be with you in about 10 minutes. Okay, Amy, big thing, you know, we're doing all we can here at HCC to make textbooks affordable for our students. And we got some exciting programs and you've got two guests who are going to tell us all about that.
That's right. I want to welcome back to the show, Dr. Danielle Stagg, HCC Division Chair of Speech, Communication, and American Sign Language, as well as Dr. Kylah Torre, Director of Digital Learning for the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board. Welcome to the show.
Hi, it's great to be back.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Before we begin, let's start with a little bit of background. The Vice Chancellor of Houston Community College, Dr. Norma Perez, said that HCC would match THECB development grants worth a total of $25,000 for open education resources. And Dr. Stagg decided to compete for one of these grants for the speech program. So we're going to start with Dr. Torre with a basic question. What is OER?
Well, thanks, Amy. So OER, or Open Educational Resources, are teaching and learning resources that are either in the public domain or have an intellectual property license that allows others to take and use and adapt to their purposes as they see fit. This can include a lot of different things, so not only textbooks, but also course ancillaries, modules, other media, and they are usually free to students and often digital, although not always.
Wonderful. And you know, I'm a huge proponent for OER. Dr. Stagg, can you tell us a little bit about the advantages of using OER?
Of course. Well, the number one thing that attracted me to using open education resources is the fact that it's no cost for our students. So several of our students struggle financially. So if there's one less burden that we can have them to have to be concerned with, to me, that's a significant advantage. The second thing that attracted me to open education resources was the fact that faculty members can customize the OER. So if you select a particular resource to use for your course, you can add in other things that you want to have, other ancillaries like videos, PowerPoints, you can create your own assignments. So it's completely customizable.
I agree. I think using OER for faculty, it's an incredible amount of academic freedom and gives them that ability to also pay attention to who's in the class and then develop the materials for the students that you're teaching that semester. Dr. Torre, can you tell us a little bit about the THECB implementation grant?
Sure. So the THCCB was given some funding under the Governor's Emergency Education Relief Fund, about $175 million that came through the CARES Act and the Department of Education, federal level. And part of that funding was used for online learning support or digital learning support, and that was OER implementation and development grants. So the idea was to encourage faculty at both public and independent institutions in the state to either create new OER or implement existing OER classrooms and really redesign their courses to be digital courses that were using fully OER materials. So we had two types of grants under this. One was development grants, and these were grants where we encourage cross-institutional collaboration and faculty teams were creating new OER. And then the other was implementation grants, where the teams of faculty were taking existing OER and adapting it to their particular classrooms.
Wonderful. And Dr. Stagg, when you sought your grant, what was your plan for those funds?
Okay, well, the plan was like Dr. Torre said, we applied for the implementation grant. So with that implementation grant, we were able to redesign our online public speaking speech 1315 class using that open education resource. So we weren't trying to develop our own open education resource. Instead, we were using something that was already out there and we were adapting our course for that particular class.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about the spring 2022 pilot study?
Of course, yeah. So with the help of this grant, we were able to get 5 speech faculty members to work on putting this course together. And the learning management software that we used is Canvas, because that's what we use here at Houston Community College. So we had 5 instructors who were teaching 5 course offerings. So the different types of sessions that we had 2 12-week sessions, we had 2 8-week sessions, and we had 1 3-week session. The total number of students who were enrolled in these courses were 107 students. And if you look at the 5 classes, compared to if those students had been in one of our other public speaking classes that did not use open education resources, the students saved over $4,000. And 83% of the students passed the class with an average of 70 or higher. So to me, that's a significant impact that those open education resources made, not just because of the savings, but because of the fact that 83% of our students passed the class.
It's truly incredible. And in just one semester, we see these results. And Dr. Torre, I know this wasn't a scripted question, but are you seeing similar results across the study and the implementation of these grants?
We are, yeah. We've seen a lot of success, students saving a lot of money, and not only that, but really succeeding in classes and the faculty, trying out new means of teaching and learning with these OER, and it's really been inspiring to see the results of this grant.
A revolution. And so just a plug, I think there's going to be a conference for Open Texas coming up.
That's right.
Yeah. Do you have the details on that?
Yes, it's coming up September 21st to the 23rd. Registration is open. So, it's a free conference. So please come and be with the Open Texas community.
Free conference. So Google Open Texas 2022. I want to thank you both, Dr. Stagg, HCC Division Chair of Speech, Communication, and American Sign Language, and Dr. Kylah Torre, THECB Director of Digital Learning. We'll have all the info in our post after the show. Thank you so much for making time to be here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Amy. Great stuff. We'll check in with you in just a little while. We have our announcements. But right now, it is Mental Health Monday. We always have a guest joining us. And this next guest, well, she's making a return appearance. She's out at the Southwest College. Roxanne Francis, busy out there at the Southwest College these days?
Yes, we are. We are very busy. We have students coming in. They're getting enrolled. We're taking care of students with our ability services portion of counseling. So we are getting students in. Absolutely, we're busy.
That's great. That's good to hear that they're back on campus and we've got a busy fall ahead of us. So let me ask you, because before we get with coping skills, which are very important for all of us, July is National Minority Health, Mental Health Awareness Month. Let's talk about what we should be aware of, not just right now, but always regarding unique struggles of minorities.
Yes. So first of all, happy Minority Mental Health Awareness Month, just to start. But also in addition to that, just having the awareness of speaking about mental health and speaking about not only going into treatment, but even some of those challenges and overcoming those challenges. So I think the more that we have things like what we're doing, mental health awareness and our Mental Health Mondays, the more that we talk about it and really chop down those stigmas that are associated with it, the more that we can have people really come out and minorities speak freely and seek the treatment that they need. Sure. So yes, absolutely.
Let's get on to coping skills, because this is something we can all use a lot of these days. Let's talk about coping mechanisms. Can someone dealing with mental health manage their mental health by simply using their coping skills?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Of course, it's going to be different for everyone. We're all individual. We have different needs. We have different things that we use to cope. So it's going to look different for everyone. But it is possible for a person to use their coping skills to manage their mental health. And another piece of that is I always like to say you don't have to always spend money. I probably said this in a segment before, but you don't always have to spend money to manage, right? So just using some of those skills that you already have, something as simple as breathing, taking a moment to breathe. And like I said, it's going to be different for everyone. It's going to look different for everyone, but definitely managing those coping skills and managing that mental health can actually be done. Yes.
Let's talk about finding support. I know in my own personal case, having support groups has certainly helped me get through. And I would imagine that's the same for just about everyone. When you have people you can talk to, discuss things, and finding a support group, though, can be tough, especially if you don't know where to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it can be. It's tough. It's tough dealing with it on your own, but just think about, okay, I got to share this stuff with somebody else. I don't know about that, and so, but just thinking about when you have those not so great days, some days may be harder than others, and having that someone, sometimes it may just be that one person that you have, that person can reach out to and say, you know what, I need you, can we go get a cup of coffee? Can we just kind of sit? Maybe we'll sit and listen to music. We won't say anything, but just having that one somebody, it can be beneficial if you just have someone to be by your side to help you kind of work through those days that are not so great days sometimes.
Yeah, and one thing I've learned too is, you really can't say enough for a friend just sending you a text or calling you and just asking you, hey, how it's going. So sometimes we have to be that friend. So if you got someone who's going through something, believe me, those texts and checking up on them are invaluable. And I guess we all need to take that into consideration if we've got a friend who's facing not just mental health, but a difficult time in their life, especially our students.
Yes, absolutely. Sometimes you have someone that's maybe dealing with a lot of stuff, and then another thing happens, and then another thing happens, and they manage really well. They have a high tolerance. But just getting that, good morning text. I like heart emojis myself, but sending that heart emoji or that smiley face emoji, just that little something, or hey, I just want to check on you. I hope you have a great day. Those types of things, and then you're like, you know what? I think it's going to be okay. I had a flat tire this morning. Maybe, I spilled coffee on my shirt, and then this happened, and then that happened. Now I have an emergency meeting. It's just these things, these life things that happen. And then you get that text or you get that phone call. You're like, you know what? It's going to be okay. I'm going to work through it. Yeah.
And how important is it? I know for myself, exercising is a big deal for me. It clears my head. It keeps me sane. But also getting out and doing different things. If you're a student, you get bogged down in the normal run of life. You got to go to this class. You got to study. You got to work. We all got to work. But you got to take those times for yourself, I imagine, to really explore your options to keep your mental health.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. And so it's so important to just kind of get out, even if you're not getting out and being with others, because that may not be a great fit for everyone, but just getting out, maybe just seeing what's out there. There's always free events and free stuff to do in Houston. That's one of the really cool things about Houston, but there's always really cool things to do. So even if you just get out and maybe you sit at the park bench, didn't cost anything. You didn't really need to involve anyone else if that's just not your thing. And so just getting out there, maybe walking, maybe the trail or something in your neighborhood. Something simple. And sometimes it's just those small things can be a motivator, because not only for your mental health, but also physical, and they do affect one another. So yes, definitely.
Do you see this time of year, we're heading back into the fall semester, where students have a little bit more anticipation? Maybe if they're like looking at completing their career here at HCC and looking to move somewhere else or go out in the job workforce, do these times cause more stress for students towards the end of the summer, getting ready to go into the fall?
Absolutely. Just thinking about it, like you're in summer mode, you got the shades and your tan going. You're just like, I got to finish school. I got to go back. And so sometimes, kind of ending that one thing with the summer and jumping back into school, that transition can be hard sometimes for students, for everyone. It can be hard for everyone, but especially for students. And so, just having that motivation, especially knowing that we're here across the board, no matter what department you're in, HCC, us being super welcoming, so that if the student does have some reservations about coming back, they can know for sure that they're here. They'll be greeted with a smile and useful information to get them back in so they can finish out those educational goals that they have.
Let's get rid of some of the stigmas, because people may think, you know what, I don't want to call a counselor. I don't need to talk to someone at HCC because I can do it on my own. Or people may see me there. They may think that something's wrong with me, but or my information may be shared. You guys can see anyone, you keep it confidential. Maybe we can lay those things out to put people's minds at ease, to really have our students reach out to y'all.
Right. I've said this, I was in another workshop or something for HCC, and I've said this before, that first impression in creating that welcoming environment is key. It's key. And so what we tend to practice here in our counseling departments is, you know what, we're going to provide you with this information. Just know that we're here and you have the information. If you want to come back, please do. But here it is. Because you're right. Not every student is like, I don't know about that. I don't know if I'm going to come back. Yeah. But just knowing we have the information and leaving that open invitation for them to come back, I think is absolutely, it's priceless. Because then they know, okay, I didn't really want to do it, but I know something's not quite right and I need some additional help.
And when they do reach out to you, they're not going to be paying extra. You're covered under their student services, correct?
Correct. Absolutely. Absolutely. There is no fee for you to come in and talk to us for the personal counseling sessions. And so I think just coming in is key. Even if you just come in just to see, hey, what's going on over there in the counseling office, just coming in and just come in, get the intro information and maybe walk out. That's okay. At least you came in. But I think having segments like this, our Mental Health Mondays, is key so that we can keep putting great information out there, keep having these conversations, these positive conversations about our counseling services department, about mental health, so that students know that, you know what, it's okay to come in. It's okay to come and see us.
What's the first step if someone does want to come see you? And do they just go to the website? Can they give you a phone call? How do they do that?
They can do both. They can do both. They can go over just putting counselors in the HCC on our homepage, type in counselors, you'll see a list of the different campuses. Even if, you reach out to a counselor here at Stafford or West Loop, Stafford, Missouri City, just come and see us. You can call us, email us, just reach out to us. A lot of times students have reached out to our director and she'll get them linked up with us. Just reach out, as well as other departments so that advisors know that we're here. Enrollments know we're located. So a lot of times, they'll walk students over to our suite. So yeah, just getting here and we're available. Ideally, we would love for students to schedule appointments. However, crises happen and those don't happen on a schedule, right? Yeah, right. So do tell students if they need to absolutely walk in if they need to.
Amy just popped in. Amy, did you send your students? Do you send your students to counseling if need be? I mean, obviously, we all have to keep an eye on everyone else, but it's services that are available to all of our students.
So we do. Of course, we respect students' privacy. So we try to make public announcements to the class, and if we're teaching online, we let them know that services are available. It's all the information is on the course syllabus. Which is something that, faculty really want students to know about. And of course, when we see somebody struggling, we'll try to have a private meeting with that student and let them know that the services are there. And, sharing your own story helps, right? When you share your story that you have to cope, right?
Yeah. It certainly opens up some doors. Roxanne Francis, she's out at HCC Southwest College. She's a counselor and our Mental Health Monday guest. So we'll see you again, hopefully next month or so.
Yes, August 13th is our date for next month. I'm excited. Right. I'm excited already.
All right, Roxanne, always good to see you. Thank you for being here.
Nice to see you, Todd. Take care.
All right. We've got a few announcements to go through. One of them's ongoing right now. You can watch it on YouTube. The Media Arts Students Showcase is ending soon. It's on YouTube. It's a spring compilation screening students' projects from filmmaking, audio recording technology, all those similar classes. We'll have a link to the YouTube channel. Make sure you check it out. These students put out a lot of work. It's worth seeing. And we've also got something coming up, Amy, with Dr. Donna Davis very soon.
We do. It's called The Power of Leadership. And this is Dr. Donna Davis, HCC's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer, is encouraging women to join the HCC chapter of the American Association of Women in Community Colleges, AAWCC. The free membership is an opportunity to create equity, employment, and excellence in education for women at community and technical colleges. As the head of the HCC chapter, Dr. Davis says it needs your participation and ideas. And we'll have her email as well as a link for more info in our post after the show.
We were talking about students needing help in many ways. One way they could definitely use it are donations to our foundation. Sometimes they can be life-changing. I know we've had some members of our HCCTV team and communications team that really say, you know what, the foundation helped me get through college. They now have master's degrees. I mean, they've just really blossomed and they really can, attribute their success to getting that financial support when they needed it the most, because sometimes it really gives them a leg up to make it through college. You can make a difference to a student. You can support HCC student success by visiting the HCC Foundation page. Donate what you can, get it taken out of your paycheck. We'd be good to go. And we'll have a link. It's very easy to do. We'll have a link in our post after the show. Okay, the Eagle Promise program is back, Amy.
Get your degree for free. So this is part of that foundation, that donation that you're helping to make college and credentials a reality for our students. The HCC Eagle Promise program offers qualifying students money to cover tuition, fees, and books each semester. So don't wait. Apply today. The link will be in the post after the show.
And as we mentioned before, registration is underway here at HCC. You can 5 ways to go to classes. A couple of them are online only. A couple of them are hybrid. And then, of course, the return of in-person classes, which everybody seems to love. on campus. You get to go. And if you're going to take one of Dr. Tan's classes, you better sign up early because I think hers fill up fast. In fact, sign up early regardless because you want to get the time you want, the professor you want to get the certain campus, the certain course, make sure you fulfill everything, make sure you do it because you guys watch this, I imagine. And if you need to add more courses, you need to know. So if students sign up for them, you can add more courses that are popular, right?
That's right. The earlier, the better. I tell people we watch those enrollments like the stock market.
There you go. Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, no, seriously, they do. So if you want to sign up, now's the time to do so. Don't rush at the last minute. I know a lot of people wait to do that. That's okay, but you can sign up now. And if you're worried about financial aid, now's the time to get all that paperwork done. Get your FAFSA done, meet with a financial aid advisor, and get all that taken care of. Go to hccs.edu/apply. Okay, tomorrow on the show, we've got Dr. Francis Villagran Glover. You know her. She's our new president of the Southeast College. And it's Tasty Tuesday as well, Amy.
That's right. Followed by Small Business Wednesday, Thursday Family Fun Day, and Film Friday. Don't miss any of our regular weekly guests.
Yeah. Okay. So real quickly before we go, where all did you go this summer? Name off the locations you went on your soccer trips.
It was a whirlwind. We were in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, which is outside of Nashville, which I don't think was as pretty as where you were in Tennessee. But it was pretty nice.
Uh-huh.
And then we were in San Diego. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember. We were in Atlanta, Georgia, which was amazing. And somewhere else before that, I can't remember.
I'm going to go on a stretch and say the weather there was better than Houston in all those locations.
It really was. I mean, yeah, I would call my friends and say, hey, it's 60 degrees here this morning.
I know. Last time I was in Tennessee, we went running on a Friday morning, 63 degrees in the valley. It was beautiful.
It's amazing. And, the thing that really impresses me about Tennessee is they have that Greenway Trail.
Yes.
It's hundreds of miles and there's trailheads you can drop in, you can go a couple miles and there's another trailhead with restrooms. I mean, I feel like other cities and states can learn from Tennessee. Absolutely. Yeah. Going to miss that. Amy, we appreciate you being here, hosting with us on Mondays. We'll see you again soon. And want to thank all of you for joining us on Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. We'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. live.